Welcome to the favorite things tag. Hi guys, my name is Trinity. Today we are here to talk about my favorite things. Now, why are we going to talk about my favorite things? Because Nala requested that I do. I was tagged by Here Be Stories or Nala. I will obviously link her channel down below. This is a tag that basically lets you get to know a little bit more about me. So what's the first thing that you need to know? This guy right here sits at my feet at the bottom of my tripod and wraps his arms around one of the legs so that he can knock the tripod over and I can pay attention to him. And now my tripod doesn't want to cooperate. So there we go. So yeah, this is basically a few questions so that you guys can get to know me a little bit better. But the first question is, what is my favorite musician or band? If you guys follow me on Twitter, you can probably figure this out because of my name on Twitter, but it is Avenged Sevenfold. I really like nu metal. Not a big fan of classic rock or the old metal that came before nu metal. There is some that I like, but I really love Linkin Park, Disturbed, Avenged Sevenfold, Five Finger Death Punch. All of that I am a huge fan of. I do sometimes listen to some pop music, but I can't even tell you the artists that I prefer nowadays. I do like Nick Jonas. I love his voice, but most of the time I'm listening to hard rock, nu metal, pretty much all the time. Like, it's not really anything I need a break from. So there's my answer, Avenged Sevenfold. Top 3 favorite films. Okay, this is where the heavy metal, the shaved head, like, you're gonna be like, what is wrong with you? Because these are the movies that you prefer. I love Shakespeare in Love. I love Ever After. And I absolutely love American Pie. So typically what I read and what I watch don't line up. The reason for that is I really like Shakespeare, but reading Shakespeare over and over and over, because I've done it a lot, doesn't really work. And so I gravitate towards very Shakespearean stories and comedy. Comedy doesn't work for me in books, not hardly at all. So I watch funny movies. It's a medium in which I can actually enjoy this type of thing. So yeah, Shakespeare in Love, Ever After, and American Pie will probably remain my favorites for forever. My favorite scent, that is a very weird question. Why do you guys want to know how I smell? I smell like sandalwood all the time. All the time. Unless it's fall, which, you know, we'll get into this question in a bit. If it's fall, I tend to smell like pumpkin or waffles because I love the fall Bath and Body Works scents. But yeah, most of the time I smell like sandalwood because I love it. I love it. Now, if we're talking about like a scent that intrigues me, catches my attention, coffee. I love the smell of coffee. If I smell it, like, my brain goes into this like euphoric state and it's so great. But yeah, like, what do I smell like? I smell like sandalwood. My house smells like sandalwood. Everything I own smells like sandalwood. My favorite Disney film. Here's where you all come at me because I'm going to say The Last Jedi. You guys saw this coming. Rey and Kylo sit up here. They live rent-free in my head. And I like the new Disney movies. I like the new Disney Star Wars. Hate me if you must, but I don't care. Favorite season is fall. My favorite season is always going to be fall because I love the weather. I love the way everything smells. I love Thanksgiving. I love to cook. So I love to hike. Everything that I love to do takes place in the fall. I love pumpkin. I am that basic, won't say the other word, girl who really likes everything fall and wants pumpkin spice, everything, and wants to wear cozy sweaters all over the place and kind of just wrap up in a blanket and read. That's me. Favorite seasonal drink, pumpkin spice latte. Basic again, but I love it. Favorite shirt, I don't really have a favorite shirt or a favorite item of clothing. Basically, I live my life in pajamas. And so if I had to pick anything that I wear more often than anything else, I have a pair of Mandalorian pajama bottoms, and I'm wearing them most of the time in my videos, but you guys don't know that. They have the Mandalorian helmet and Grogu, like the little heads all over them, and they're green. So that's probably my favorite item of clothing. Also something you guys don't see me in very often, I like dresses. When I sit down to record though, dresses are a hassle because I'm getting up and down, I'm moving around. I can't sit properly in a dress, but I like to wear them anyway. So I really worry about like camera angles and stuff like that with a dress. Rather would not do that. Favorite author, you guys know this, it's Anthony Ryan, without a doubt, hands down. I really love eloquent writing, and sometimes in fantasy it's hard to find really eloquent writing. And I struggle with that a lot because you get these fun fantasy adventures, and while everyone else loves them, I'm like, the writing though, the writing, I don't like it. And so I've found very few authors that I can really say I love their writing style, and Anthony Ryan is one of them. Now, Brian Lee Durfee, I also really love Django Wexler and R.S. Ford. R.J. Barker, he's one of my favorites as well. And then you guys can see up here, Jay Kristoff. Now, Zach Argyle is the one that kind of is an outlier in all of this because I do think his writing is a bit more utilitarian than the rest of these, but I love the story. So if you ever want to know who my favorite authors are, just look behind me because this is my favorite shelf. I also have Cal Black up there. She writes a little bit more utilitarian than the rest of these authors as well. It's just a story and a character that I really love. Well, a few characters that I really love from No Land for Heroes. And so, yeah, like if you guys ever want to know who my favorites are, I make it very, very apparent back here. Favorite spot for reading is the place you are currently seeing. This is also where I sit to read my books and record my videos and play my video games. Do I ever leave this spot? Yeah, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't get to sit here very often. So while it is my favorite spot in the house, it is also the spot I probably spend the least amount of time. Favorite food. This is difficult because I am a foodie. I love food. I love cooking. I love going out to eat, all of it. I am a pretty big sushi fan. I do crave sushi, but I'm also not a big meat eater. So I think part of that is I'm craving protein because I will eat fish, I will eat seafood. But I also really love Italian food. I'm a huge fan of like minimalistic sauces and stuff like that. So I really like homemade Italian as opposed to going out to eat Italian because the Americans have fattened up the Italian diet and it's not usually as heavy as what you get at a restaurant. But yeah, I do like Italian and I love sushi. I love Mexican. I love pizza. I love food. I'm not a big fan of meat and I'm not a big fan of fried. Those are pretty much the two things that I'm okay with not having. Favorite time of day would probably be the evening. This because it is the time that I actually get to spend time with my husband because he has a weird shift, and it is the time that we have our family time. It's the time we eat dinner together. It's also the time of day where I actually get to sit and relax. So the evening is definitely my favorite. Now, I read during the day while everyone is asleep or at school or wherever they're going to be. While I'm cleaning, a good majority of the time I have an audiobook. So, but I do enjoy my evenings quite a bit more than I do the rest of my day. Favorite color is black. Black. I love black. Black everything. That shouldn't surprise anybody either. I have a dark soul. I have a dark soul. Top 3 YouTube channels. Man, that's hard. That's hard. Because now I watch one for pure entertainment purposes. I really just enjoy their videos. And their recommendations, not so much, because we don't read the same things. And so, I mean, I try to give them recommendations, but they don't go over so well because we don't read the same things. So Meg with Books, I really enjoy her videos. I really enjoy her personality. I think she's a great person, and I get excited what she gets excited about. She does read a lot of mystery thriller though, so I do like mystery thriller. I do like getting my recommendations for those books from her, but she also likes cozy and whimsical fantasy, and that's not my jam. Andrew's Wizardly Reads. I do watch his channel every time he posts a video because he gives really great self-pub recommendations. We kind of trade off. Like, I'll give him some, he'll give me some. And so, like, I watch for that reason. And then we have similar tastes. Similar tastes. I think I mentioned this earlier in the video, or the video previous to this one or the other, that we both tend to like plot, and plot with good characters. And so I trust him to tell me whether or not I'm going to like a book. Do we always like the same books? No. Do we always agree on the same books? No. But I trust him to tell me if I'm going to like a book. Like, he's going to give me enough information for me to know. And then I have to say the nerdy narrative because, again, similar reading tastes. She reads a lot of horror, so do I. She reads a lot of mystery thriller, so do I. She reads a lot of fantasy, so do I. Now, where our tastes vary is I like weird, I like unique and stuff like that, but sometimes she likes the very weird and very unique, and I don't always like those books. And I do think she gives more leeway to meandering plots than I do. But other than that, we do have very similar reading tastes. Favorite musical is My Fair Lady, bar none. I love it. Were you guys expecting me to say Oklahoma because I'm from Oklahoma? No, My Fair Lady, I think I have watched that at least 100 times in my lifetime, and my mom was the one that got me addicted to it, and I've never stopped watching it. If it's on, I want to watch it. Favorite place you've visited? This is really difficult because I used to play softball, and we played all over the United States. So there are places I've been that could very well be my favorite, and I would never know because I went there to play ball. But I have to say, for the most part, New Orleans is pretty much my favorite place to be. I really enjoy the culture and the atmosphere down there. I really enjoy the slow pace of life. Like, everything about it down there. The food is to die for, just delicious. And like I said, the culture down there, it's a really great culture down there. Everybody is accepting of everybody, and it's just a slower way of living. Also, the houses are stunning, so I wouldn't mind living there. And this says to tag people, but I don't know who to tag. I never know who to tag for this. I'm going to tag Christopher Navo. I don't think he's done this. That's the only person I can think to tag because I feel like everybody's done this. I'm always the last to do a tag. But if you have not done this tag and you feel like doing it, tag me, let me know that you did it. I'm tagging you. Have a great day. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to some of my favorite things. And if you are interested, all of my links are in my Linktree link down below.